Hello everyone, White Favo here. Today's video is going to be on my canopy, the Roll Top Canopy. A lot of you have asked about it, where I got it from, how much did it cost, dimensions and things like that, because some of you have expressed an interest in attempting to build one of these yourself. So I just wanted to take some time to go over all of that information for you guys, and you'll see in the video description as well, you'll see some useful information there for links and email addresses and things like that if you did want to purchase one of these yourselves. So I found out about the Roll Top Canopy through watching a Mr. Saltwater Tank TV who was doing a tank overhaul video, and he used one of these on a 90-gallon tank, and I thought that was pretty cool. So he fortunately was able to provide the contact information for the supplier of where he got this canopy from, and that supplier is DFW Aquarium Supply. That's Dallas Fort Worth Aquarium Supply. And I'll put the email address of a gentleman named Jeremy, who's the contact over there, who can assist you in purchasing one of these. You can't purchase it from them directly though, you do still have to go through your LFS, but he'll at least be able to tell you what LFS is in your area you can purchase this type of canopy from. The canopies come in obviously different colors and different finishes. This is a semi-gloss black. Pretty straightforward, you don't really pay, I didn't pay extra for that or anything. And it comes in different designs too. You can have more elaborate finishes. I just went with the exact same one that they used in the Mr. Saltwater Tank TV because I liked the simple look. I didn't want anything too extravagant. So you know, functionality wise, it's brilliant. With regards to the actual canopy itself, it's basically two parts, and the reason why it's called a roll top canopy is because when you lift up underneath the canopy, it just basically rolls back, and that's it. Now it does roll all the way back, and it will be able to sit up independently. However, I have to hold it up with this piece of PVC piping here because I use a pair of sea swells from my return pump, and unfortunately these sea swells stop it from going all the way back. But as you can see here, the canopy has about maybe 4 inches of movement or room still to move back further, and once it gets back to that certain point, it can then sit independently without having to worry about holding it up or having like me, a PVC pipe there to stay securely sitting upright. As I said, the canopy is made up of two parts, or two pieces of wood, you could say. The first is the cover for the canopy, and this is just basically a rectangular box with the back cut out of it, or no back I should say, and it has one of these circular wooden discs either side. These discs are about 1 inch by 3 inches, give or take, and they're securely fastened with 4 screws into the canopy side, and that pretty much does the job. That's basically it. One thing I should point out is that the top of the canopy, you'll see here, this is the top, it doesn't go all the way back, and that's actually probably better for me to show you on this side because of the lighting. So you'll see here the top of the canopy, it stops, and there's about, well, another 4 inches gap from the back, and this gap here is actually filled in by this piece of wood. So when you look at it flat, and I'll show you that now, you'll see that that piece of wood here just provides that little bit of a gap for air. This piece here that runs along the top and the side here, that is not part of the canopy at all. I put that in myself to cover the overflow boxes and all the tubing and wiring back there. So if you're looking at it from the top, the canopy actually comes back to here with the cover of this part built into this back of the tank, or sorry, to the back of the canopy. But the actual top section of the canopy opens up like that. Alright, so let's get the PVC piping back in. Alright, with regards to the second piece, this is basically the structure or the base of the canopy. It sits along the left and right side of your tank and along the front. There's no pieces or no parts to it that run along the back, or that are connected up to the back of the tank, I should say. You have your two grooves cut in here, either side, which allow for the disc and allow for the back of your canopy to move into. So as I come around the side here, you can get a better look at better view of how that looks. As you can see here, here's that piece that if you didn't have what I had here, which most of you probably won't, covers the rest of the tank. So, and that's basically it. As you can see, it can go back a lot further. One thing I would like to point out is that you want to make sure that if you are cutting this, that you follow this groove here, so that you don't clip your canopy top onto that bottom, onto the base piece, you could say. As you guys can probably tell, I'm not a carpenter. The other part of the canopy base I should point out is this part too as well. This has been shaved down and cut so that it doesn't snag on any part of the top of the canopy either. So that's basically it, guys. If there's anything else I can provide you or answer any questions, you know, let me know. But as I said, I'm not a carpenter. I don't have the carpentry vocabulary to define a lot of these cuts and parts to it. So I hope that, you know, by having the video at least, you guys can see what might be needed to make one of these yourself. I think it's actually quite a simple design, and I think anyone who has a little bit of carpentry skill could, you know, probably build one of these themselves quite easily. I just don't have that skill, the tools, or the patience to do that sort of thing, unfortunately. But I imagine I'd really like to see actually someone's DIY version of this. I think it could be quite cool. But yeah, as I said, that's basically it. If you have any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll be happy to answer. Thanks guys, bye.